Hi guys. So I am making a podcast right now. I guess it's not really a podcast. Podcast feels like something that's well thought and prepared, and it's not really the case right now. Actually, it's definitely not the case, but I am in Istanbul in Turkey and I am staying at an Airbnb, which is the worst. Not the worst, like it's clean and the owner is really nice, but it is a basement. It has no windows, it has no air conditioning or air, whatever, to make sure there is some sort of air circulation. So it's really hard to just be here, for me personally at least. And yeah, so there is no light. It's just awful, and I can't really film. But I really wanted to come and talk to you because it's been a while since I uploaded something in English, but also just because I want to. Like, I genuinely feel like I have feelings I want to share with you. So this video is not about this video. This is not about something in particular. I guess you could say it's like a raw emotion sort of thing, more like some of my thoughts, some of my impression, and some of my feelings. You're gonna see it's all over the place. It's very scattered, but I don't know. Hopefully, you find it entertaining or interesting, or maybe if you're, I don't know, lonely, or if you're waiting for an appointment or waiting for something, or if you're bored, maybe I can keep you company. So, as you know, maybe I am traveling solo at the moment. I have been to Warsaw in Poland. I've been to Bucharest in Romania. I was supposed to go to Minsk, but I was denied flight because of visa issues. Not directly visa for Belarus, but for Russia. That's another story. So I went to Bucharest instead, and I am now in Istanbul. I have 2 more days in Istanbul, and I am flying back to Paris. And I am definitely gonna make a video about traveling solo, because it definitely was something like I felt like couldn't do it. I had traveled solo before. I went to Moscow when I was 19 on my own, and it was a disaster. And I went to Budapest as well when I was, I don't know, maybe I was 21, 22, not 21, not 21, 22 or 23 actually, maybe 23. And even though it was for a few days, and even though it was in Budapest, which is a city I love, a city I know very well, I still felt really anxious and really bad, and really just not feeling comfortable at all walking alone. And even when I'm in Paris, because of my anxiety, it's sometimes very difficult for me to get outside and to be in. There is something about the light, something about the sounds, the agitation, the life that's outside, which usually makes me really anxious. So traveling solo was one thing I had been wanting to do for a long time, but I felt like it couldn't happen to me because of my anxiety, because of my personality too. But I've been actually really enjoying traveling solo. I'm not going to talk too much about it in this podcast or video thing, whatever it is, because I want to make a separate video about it, and I also want to take your questions for it. But it's such a rewarding experience, and it's so interesting. Like, it had made me think about a lot of things and reflect on a lot of things. And I guess it's true what people say, that you get to know yourself a bit more when you travel solo. At least for me, it's definitely been the case now. Especially because for me now is a very transition time. It's such a weird time for me. Like, I have failed at the one competitive exam I absolutely wanted, and I have succeeded at the other one, and I still feel like I'm not happy. I actually am. I don't know how to say that, actually. I don't know. I'm like even reconsidering my choice of not wanting to be a teacher. I genuinely want to be a teacher, but like, when you're a teacher in France, you're basically working for the government. So it's like a national education system, and you can't leave. Like, I don't know. It feels like I'm trapped are kind of about to get stuck in something for so long. I mean, you can leave, obviously, you can quit. But like if you quit, you can't really come back. It's I don't know, it just feels like I'm stuck. And the fact that you can't really choose where you're going to work, you can't choose your class. I don't know, it feels like a lot of things that you have no control over and no freedom for. And that's a feeling I really hate. So it's actually so strange because it was like such an end goal for me, actually. And now I'm thinking it's actually maybe just going to be a time in my life, just like a period of time in my life, maybe for 5 or 10 years, and then I will quit and I will do something else probably, hopefully, if I can, if I have the possibility to do that, obviously. It's so strange how things change so quickly sometimes and how situation turns completely upside down, I guess. It's just really weird. And yesterday I actually got an email telling me about the school I was going to work at in September, and I went onto their website. It's a private Catholic school. And I went to private Catholic schools, and I had such a good memory of my middle school. It was so positive, so community, I guess, based. It was very welcoming, very loving. We learned a lot about religion, but like the good points of religion. My high school experience, however, was very different because there was no emphasis on religious, like solidarity, charity, tolerance, love, kindness, compassion, empathy, none of those things. It was just about how strict it was, and especially how sexist it was, and how you could be like just looked down on for the clothes you were wearing, the color of your hair, the amount of makeup you would wear, piercing, tattoos, everything. And that was actually, I never really thought, I mean, it took me a few years after I finished high school to realize that it had actually been kind of like a traumatizing thing for me to be shamed for what I look like and my style and everything, because it is me, like it is my real me. Like having blue hair is me, having tattoos is me, not caring if you see my body is me. I even got a tattoo today actually in Istanbul, which is so nice. But, as I was actually choosing the tattoo, I was like, should I get this tattoo here, that big? Is that going to be okay for work? And just the thought of having to think of work, to choose something so personal that doesn't affect anyone else, it really irritated me. So I chose the biggest tattoo and the place I wanted to have it on originally. And as I was on the website of that school, I looked at the rules of the school, and there is this paragraph which is about what you should wear, what you shouldn't wear, and it really reminded me of my time as a student. And it made me actually feel very bad. Like I felt ashamed, and isn't that crazy? Like I'm 26, I'm a feminist, I'm a qualified person, I'm a good person, I think. I don't do anything bad, I try my best, and I've met so many people, and still seeing written in the rules of a school that, unnatural and eccentric hair colors should be kept at home, or that you shouldn't wear see-through clothes or things above the knee. It really made me feel wrong. It was like they were judging me, and I don't know how to explain that, but it's so strange how people can make you feel ashamed of yourself even though you know you've done nothing wrong. It's the same when you're walking in the streets and a guy looks at you like you're a piece of meat. You know you have done nothing wrong, but you can't help but want to hide, want to cover, and I just hate that, honestly. So it was really unexpected, actually. Yesterday when I looked at the school's rules, I was like regretting, I guess, my choice, regretting choosing that path. I mean, obviously I'm going to give it a go and we'll see how it goes, but like, I understand that for some people it might seem like a very trivial thing to feel so bad because I can't have blue hair, or I will have to make sure when I'm around teachers and stuff my tattoos are not that visible. And I understand that it's a trivial thing in a way, especially given our situation right now. Finding a job is difficult, and I'm very privileged. I understand that. But I also feel like it's not a trivial thing. It is who I am, and I'm not doing anything bad. I'm not hurting anyone, yet I'm getting punished and blamed for things that are not wrong. And I feel like it's so sexist because it's aimed at women most of the time, of course. And to think that I'm going to be a teacher endorsing and like enhancing and representing those things, I just don't want to do that. I just don't want to. I really don't. So yeah, I was feeling a bit down yesterday because of that. Even though yesterday I had a really good day. So the other thing I wanted to touch on in this podcast thing is I met people here in Istanbul. I was supposed to meet a lovely lady in Warsaw in Poland, but I had only 2 days in Poland actually, and I just didn't have the time, which is such a shame. I was really excited to meet her. I hope I'm going to be back in Poland and have time to meet her. I feel so sorry about that. In Bucharest, I couldn't meet anyone because it was unplanned, and all of the people that were living in Romania were not in Romania at the time I was in Bucharest, so that's okay. But in Istanbul yesterday, I met 3 lovely individuals, and it was so nice. Like, when you're anxious like me, when you have social anxiety, when you also have phases of depression, and when you're an introvert on top of that, sometimes it's so difficult to get out and meet people. Even though when I am with people, I feel so nice. Like, as an introvert, obviously, it takes a lot of my energy, and I need some time for myself after that, which I think is totally normal, no big deal. But like, because of anxiety and everything, it's like getting to meet the people is actually difficult. And I'm so happy that I got to meet them yesterday because they were all so very nice, and it was so interesting to chat with them. And I don't know, to think that they went out of their way to meet me, it's just so humbling. Like today as well, I spent the day with another really, really great person, and like, she guided me around so much. She showed me around. She bought me things. Like, even yesterday, they paid for me for so many things. And they were so nice, so friendly. Everyone was so friendly. And I don't know. It's just, I was thinking about it as well when I was in the taxi. You know how actually, I think the little things matter so much because they're not little, they're not insignificant, they matter so much. Like, to think that someone would take a day of their life to spend time with me, it really is something. It makes me feel something. I don't know, it makes it worthwhile, I guess, to be alive. And it's these little things that, make life important. I think it really is connecting with people and connecting with things you love, and just appreciating the little things. As yes, I have failed at my competitive exam. Yes, I am not sure what my life's going to be. Yes, I have doubts about my future job, but at the same time, I am healthy and I am able to travel. And if for a few years my life is having a job I don't feel super comfortable in, but next to that, I can read, I can go out, I can travel on my holidays. Like, does it really need to be more than that? I'm not too sure it has to be more than that. I don't know. I'm not sure it has to be. If it can be, yeah, cool, but it doesn't have to. I don't think it has to. Like, sometimes we look so much, I do, at the bigger picture, like the biggest plan and on so many years. And I think it's good to have like a long-term vision and stuff, but we shouldn't, because of that, forget to look at the daily little things. And, I was thinking about it because in the taxi I realized it's such like a daily, trivial, banal thing to take the taxi or the bus. It's actually the same. But like, you're trusting someone else with your life. Like, you're actually letting someone you don't know drive you. You're giving them like directions, but you have no proof that they're gonna take you there. You have no assurance that they're going to drive safely, that they're going to care about you. And I like that we can do those things. I like that we can trust people a little bit, even in things that we don't even think about, like taking the bus or taking the metro. Like taking the metro is such an act of trust too. Like you're trusting other people to behave normally, and oftentimes I think, isn't that so strange that so many individuals are trusting each other to behave normally, to not be violent, aggressive, or anything in such a closed area? I don't know. And that got me thinking, all those times I hosted people through couch surfing, that's also such a beautiful thing to do. All those times I met people that I had never seen before, and it was before all this Instagram and everything. You couldn't really check out if someone was actually their real person. And I still did it, and maybe it's a very reckless thing to do. I guess I was reckless when I was younger, especially when I was modeling and stuff, but at the same time, I just love being able to trust. And I'm not someone that trusts. I'm someone that trusts really easily. I do. I like to keep control over things, but I trust people. And I trust them easily. And even when it's not easy, I choose to trust, because then, I don't know, I just don't want to live a life where I don't trust people. I think traveling solo also comes back to this as well. In a way, it's trusting yourself, but it's also trusting other people, especially as a female traveler, I think. And it's nice, it's beautiful. And life can take, I'm getting really deep and emotional, whatever, but I connected very well with the people I met in Turkey. And I guess seeing people that were younger than me and that were so smart and educated and curious and kind and that had hopes and dreams and plans, it is so, at the same time, it makes me really happy. And it's like, wow, the generations that are coming after us are good. Like, I do believe in that. And at the same time, it kind of made me a little bit sad and a little bit more motivated to keep on speaking up and doing things, even though I know that it's not changing things in like the grand scheme of things. But like, Turkey obviously is going through political issues and freedom is very threatened in Turkey, but it is in a lot of places, including like the USA, which is like one of the places that's considered the most modern and whatever, but no, actually. And a lot of countries in Europe as well are seeing the right wing getting stronger and stronger, religious groups getting more and more influence. When I was in Warsaw, I saw like a few posters and papers in the church against abortion. And all those things, it's like, it makes me feel different things. It makes me feel sad, yes, but I'm also just not only sad because I trust people, and I'm sure those young people and even the old people that are fighting against all of that, who are doing whatever they can, I want to give them credit, and I want to not doubt their strength. But it also makes me realize how privileged I guess I am to be born in France, even though I know that very well. But it's still good to remind myself that sometimes. And it's also keeping me more motivated to speak up and use the freedom and the audience and the possibilities that I have, because maybe some people don't have them. I'm not speaking here specifically about people in Turkey or in Poland or anywhere, but like, not everyone as a woman has the right to go to school, has the right to travel solo, has the right to choose her own life, her own future, her own husband, everything basically, and to speak up about things, and to have a YouTube channel, and to have a YouTube channel in which she has videos with her in her swimming suit, all those things. And I think we need to use that for all the people that don't have that freedom, that don't have those possibilities. Because the more we use it, the more we talk about it, the more I think it's going to create a bigger energy that's going to change things and impact things positively. At least that's what I want to believe in. I don't know, it's just really humbling to meet people really, really interesting, really rich. I learned so much from other people, and actually whenever I meet someone from like the online world, I was gonna say, but like someone that watches my videos, I'm always so surprised that they watch my videos and appreciate what I do, because I always find them more educated, more interesting and smarter and braver than me. I don't know. So yeah, I am actually going to eat now because it is 10 p.m. and I haven't had food for dinner. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna end this with sending you a lot of positive vibes, positive thoughts, encouragements for whatever it is that you want to do, support for whatever you're going through that's difficult and tough and rough on you. A little reminder to look at the small things and to make them more important, while also reminding to look at the bigger things and stand strong together with all of the other people in the world that feel the same things as we do. I also want to thank you so much for listening to this ramble, but for listening basically to my rambles all of the time, which is what I do a lot. Yeah, so thank you very much. I hope you got something out of this. And I will talk to you soon, guys. Oh, by the way, just if you want to know more about my trip and everything, and if you're not following me on Instagram, all of my links are going to be in the description box below. And I post pictures and stories and little things. So yeah, you could be interested perhaps. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.